I have a Facebook question. I guess it's for Saul. I've done a lot of what you said, so I've got my real estate team group that all my friends are part of and no one cares about. And I've got 2 different groups targeted to 2 different sections of my business. And my question is, how do I get my numbers up? I've been doing it for about 3 months. I've got 200 fans that are not my friends or related to me. And I'm doing some Facebook ads, and I'm just not finding my numbers are going up very, very high. Can you become those people who've got 1,000 fans or 5,000 fans?
I'm very unpopular when I say this, but numbers actually mean nothing. I know that, conventional wisdom says if you have more people, it's better, but, you really want to, and I don't know how you measure this, it's really more of an internal gut check thing. I would rather have 200 really engaged people instead of having 5,000 people who are just friends. Like I know if a friend sends me something for their company or something like that, I will click like or whatever, but I will never ever go back to it. So I wouldn't measure by the number of people. Actually measure by how many people are leaving comments, how many people are doing things. And another thing, if numbers are a big deal, or if you just want numbers, there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking people to, send out the link. Friends, if you like what we're doing here, please tell your friends. We think we're doing something special. We'd love more people to be a part of it. Any sort of, real one-on-one communication you can have with people actually not only, benefits what you're doing, but it also creates a bit more of an emotional connection. So yeah, I would do that. If you really just want friends and stuff, so make an ask. So you ask people to bring more people, increase your ads and things like that, and go around and be really, really busy commenting on a lot of the stuff where you think the people are. So go into other Facebook fan pages that are talking about relevant things to what you're doing, and leave really interesting comments. And at the bottom, just say, hey, if you guys like this, why don't you check out what we're doing and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure you're leaving something interesting and you're not just spamming, because people will get upset with that. But if you really, if I would even say enter another community, stick around for a little while before you actually try to bring people to your community. But there's nothing wrong with actually showcasing yourself and where other people are doing good stuff. But don't get hung up on numbers, because like as real estate agents, you guys, I'm sure you'd rather have 20 people that refer you and are really great than have 300 clients that are just they want all your newsletters, they bother you for MLS listings and all these things, and they never actually go look at a house, or you never actually get them in the car and stuff like that. So numbers are irrelevant.
Okay.
Sorry. That prompts a really good question. This is a big debate on Facebook. Do you put real estate listings on there, or do you not?
No, I put them on there. It's one, it's your job, it's what you do, but also you're providing value to these people. So any.
Not on your profile page.
Well, not your profile page, but your actual thing, and put them in the marketplace as well.
The marketplace for sure, but I'm talking like on the status updates, that kind of stuff. If I get any listings, is that something that I want to put on there?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, again, bringing you the consumer's viewpoint, stuff like that. If I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for a house, and the market is so ridiculous now that you've got 30 minutes to make a decision. Any opportunity I have to find something that I really want, I'm going to appreciate. As long as you're not emailing me stuff and sending me stuff. If I'm going to your thing, when I worked as a CASA, we actually did a study that we found out that people go to as many as 9 different places to actually when they're entering their home search. So it's not just MLS. They will go to everywhere. If you want to buy a house, you're completely consumed by it. You will appreciate everything. So yeah, that's my little two.
I would just add to that, but make sure it's more than just the listings. If it's only a listing feed, then people can go to realtor.ca to get that, right? I mean, I think you need to. We publish our listings, but we do so much more than just the listings because we're very active every day. I would just try to create that environment around it that people will look forward to seeing your listings.
There's a cool Facebook app as well called Pylyp. It's actually the same people who do Hootsuite. And it's just doing listings, and it's a separate tab on your share
in the
that.
two different camps on that you keep that out, that has in place on Facebook, and then you've got the other camp that says, look, what you
Yeah.
guys are talking about.
I think, I agree. I think that's an argument from 2 or 3 years ago where people said don't put it in there because, you know, people that are pure social media lights, you know, from years ago would say, oh, no, no, don't do it. You're wrecking our community. Well, the reality is the bulk of what's going on Facebook is business now, right? But there's a proper way to do it. If it's just about sending listing feeds, like quite frankly, I get realtors all the time send email blasts of their new listings. I can't look for the unsubscribe button fast enough when I get those because I don't want it again. I go to realtor.ca if I want, or MLS, and you know, I'll get my listings when I don't need that channel coming to me, right? Emails. So if it's just about the listings, you might want to think about adding value around that. But I wouldn't hesitate for putting the listings.
Well, I think some of the feedback I've had from people too is the just jump do a business for my personal account. I've asked it to once a week. So something about Saul, Colt, I'll do once a week. So it's not every listing, it's mixed in with everything else. And I limit myself to like one update about my dogs a week. And you know, I kind of mix it up a little
Sure.
bit.
So they know
that
you.
It's still there and I'm still top of mind that, oh yeah, she's in real estate now.
Right.
But it's not the only thing I'm hearing from me.
But she's every day on your.
I am on every day.
On your biz site.
On my business site, I'm 5 days a week. My pages. The one for listings is called Hoot Hut, and you pay $20 Hoot Hut. And it's a Facebook application that goes as a separate tab on your business page, and you can go to your personal page too. That's just for listings though. So I use my personal profile, which is my like real estate, and then my business page is 5 days a week is something relevant to the community that I'm building.
Sure.
Does that application automatically upload it for you then?
No, I'm not in Canada, not right now. So it'll do a little virtual tour with your photos, and it'll do a virtual flyer.
See, I would suggest, like, I try to stay away from the automatic things, you know, I try to personalize it. When I always, like, everyone who follows me or is a friend of mine knows that I'm a real estate guy. I don't try and hide that at all. And whenever I list a new property and I create a website for that, I'll post it every place. And I'll say, hey, check out this new house I just listed. It's a beauty, and try and, if it's got a nice kitchen or whatever it might be. And I don't hide from doing that at all. That's why I'm there. And I don't do it, I do it every time I list a property. Unfortunately, it isn't every day. I wish it was. And I wouldn't.
Okay. Other comments, questions?
Well,
Go ahead.
you talked a bit about Apple, you know,
Yeah.
I would really want to have an app, like, have you ever considered, do you have an app, or are you?
We don't, but we've got ideas.
You have ideas?
Yeah.
Now, how much are we looking at to create an app? Where is that, like, is it going down in price these days?
I think in general would be, but anybody?
Why do you want an app?
Just because you love Apple. I don't know exactly. I would have to figure that out.
Well, there's a
I would
gap
have
in the
to-
market. There's a gap in the app market for real estate, right? There isn't anything handheld to help you with
There's
your
lots of,
search.
there's lots of stuff out there. My page is going to be live on my site to go search everything that's available through my brokerage. I know many other people who are going for SMS and smartphone capable websites.
Right.
I saw somebody that's available through your service provider. The guy's name was Ian Shaw. He was here earlier.
From Broadplay, yeah.
Right.
Where was he? What company?
He was sitting over here,
Yeah, I briefly spoke.
part of Broadplay.
Well, that's
Site.
that's the guy you talk to, because I'm going to be live in a couple of days too.
Okay.
So I mean, it's changing, because although I have fat thumbs, it doesn't work for me, right? But other people use this and they find properties, and it integrates the mapping feature and Google and what's around, and I think that's going to be the next big push. But you've got to have a website that gives you the IDX feed and all that other stuff, so that they can have the data sharing agreements with the broker, not with the agent who has the website, so that you're utterly and completely compliant with REBA and RICO.
Yes.
Right? The problem with some of these other sites like Point2 Agent is 2 and 3 years ago you've been uploading your site from whatever agent, I don't want to pick on them, and they're still there. And it's the get this house just outside of Toronto, Alliston, available for $249,900 for a 4-bedroom on a 50-foot lot. But when you go and phone them, oh, that house is just sold, I have something else for you. Well, yeah, but the listing's from 2006, pal. Take it off. I mean, some of that clutter has to go away, but people are using that as their main focus of lead generation. So that whole smartphone business by keeping it broker controlled, it's gonna keep it live. When they're expired or dead, they're gone, there's no confusion. And I don't have to maintain it on a daily basis.
Okay? Yep, go ahead. Question, comment?
The Ian Shaw that you're mentioning, his email address is ishaw@rossplay.com.
Thank you. I think I picked up this.
Thank you.
Okay?
They still have a rep here, by the way, at the table.
Yeah, he can talk to you? They can talk to you about this, or? Yeah. No, okay, you're specifically the one. Okay, no problem. Well, it evolved into mobile websites. So let's talk about sort of return on investment. Like, you know, the bottom line is we spend a lot of time doing this. Does it actually get us any business, or are we just playing around, right? It's a question I think that it always comes up. So has it made a difference in your business? Or is this the only way you do business, so it has obviously made a difference?
It's definitely made an impact on my business. Coburg's a small market. Last year, in 2009, in Coburg, according to a couple of the Twitter applications, there were like 125 people on Twitter. Probably 70 of them were under the age of 18. I sold 4 houses to people on Twitter last year, and this year I've done 5 deals off of Twitter, which I thought was phenomenal, you know, for my market. Pardon me?
How many followers? Me and my numbers.
I think right now it's a little over 800, but I started my Twitter account at the end of 2008, and I was really careful with the first 250 followers. I had a plan. I didn't just log on. I had a plan of the people I wanted to try and build my community out of, and I worked it for the first 250. And in those days, it was really easy to make friends. And so I expanded that to 500. So the first 500 on my list are people that I really targeted, either that I wanted to engage with. After that, anybody who follows me, I couldn't care less. I don't go in and I'm going to clean them out at all. So it's a little over 800 now, but it's...
That's a really high percentage of people you're actually doing deals with.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's actually,
Never thought it'd be that high. It's awesome.
it's not that hard. And my video, and I don't know, it's impossible to measure what the money that I've made from that, but I know that it builds relationships with people long before they meet me face to face.
Exactly.
And I meet people coming into my office who like, we're old friends, and I've never met them before. They would, like, if you do it right, you own them when you finally meet them. They wouldn't think of going to another agent. And I do videos about agency, and I do videos, so they have an opportunity to learn all that stuff before we meet, and they can learn it in their own house kind of thing, you know. And if you're sincere about it, they'll take it to heart.
Yeah, cool. I still remember the first video I saw of Dave. He was shoveling the driveway, and
I still have good comments on
that was very good. You know, if you want to buy a house with a good driveway,
short driveway. The 5 shortest driveways. It was
Yeah.
after a blizzard, so I did a video.
Nice.
Perfect.
Special report. The 5 shortest driveways in town. Give me a call.
Okay. Cool.
Is it possible to, this is not related here, is it possible to add the IDX search to a WordPress, to a blog?
Well, so you're talking about the TREB quote unquote IDX?
Yeah.
Quote unquote?
There's an answer
Do you
right
want to
there.
talk about it? Perfect. He does it.
For those people who are on Toronto Real Estate Board, the Toronto Real Estate Board now offers a free IDX. You set it up through the same system that you're looking at properties, and that function can be included in WordPress website.
Perfect.
Excellent, thank you.
Great. Thank you. We have it on our WordPress site. Other comments, questions? Anything? Well, so what's next? Where's real estate going? Where's tech going? How's tech going to help real estate marketing?
Wow.
I'm not talking about toys, but what's from a real business application perspective? What do you guys see? Any of you? What do you guys see?
I think that the trends are showing that, and I use trends pretty loosely because I'm making this up, but I think the trends are showing that the consumer doesn't value the real estate agent as much as they once did. A lot of people are doing a lot of their own research. A lot of people have the 4 or 5 homes that they want to see in mind. So it's a bit tougher for you guys. So, you know, to answer your question, is there a return on investment in this stuff? You know, you're always going to have a section of your business that, you know, people are always going to come back to you, and they're going to be very dependent on you. But the days of the phone book of listings are gone, and all the listings are available public, and a lot of people think they know this business better than you guys, which isn't true, because you guys actually create a very, very important resource in the whole transaction. But, you know, as far as your job now is just always provide value. And in some ways, it's always prove your value, which is very unfortunate. But I think that's just going to continue moving on, because as younger generations come in, people who are more digitally native, they've never lived without the internet, this is the only way they're going to know to buy a house. So they're going to be questioning everything, and they're going to think they know all the answers. So really your job is going to be more about client relations and client, you know, management, and also defending yourself than ever before. And I hate to paint like a horrible picture, but I think you guys sort of recognize that as well, or you wouldn't be here today.
Great. Karim, do you have any perspective? Thoughts?
I would agree with Saul. I think it's, you know, the power now lies with the consumer, whether it's real power or whether it's perceived, because they believe that they have all the information, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's their belief. And it's how you now use technology, how you use these tools, you know, how often you're going to go knocking on doors, how often you're going to go to the community picnics. It's not only about technology. It's how often are you going to get your face out there in front of people on and offline to make yourself relevant to your community that you want to do business with. And so you still go to those community events and still put yourself in a position that if people are going to search for real estate that you specialize in, that they have a chance to find you.
Okay, thank you. David, thoughts on where things are headed?
I like video. We're very much in a video medium. I'm watching people around the room. They have little tablets. You're able to use things without keyboard, without being plugged in. It's flat, it's portable, you take it with you. You're able to take the screen and twist it around for people to sign.
Right.
Our documents are becoming electronic. We're moving in that generation. The one thing I will point out is that the YouTube stuff, all the YouTube stuff that I do and I blog about, I thought initially was going to be geared to the under 30 or 35 and under kind of first-time buyer market. It's not. 60%, a full 60% of my viewership is between 45 and 64 years of age, and I'm at about 70% male, which to me is interesting. And I altered the skew of my content from first-time buyer to move up buyer status, getting better rates, how to pay off your mortgage faster, and then I added a component for how to get rid of mom and dad, not bump them off,
Right.
but how to get rid of mom and dad's
To deal with
house.
that, yeah.
Well, you see, cheeky, it works, right? So dealing with aging parent issues and geriatric care in the home, and getting some professional people to post articles on geriatrics,
Geriatrics.
There's a word for it, the study of, and there we go.
So that's a perfect example where David is using the online stats and tools available that in the traditional media world would cost you tens of thousands of dollars to try to figure out. You'd have to hire Nielsen and a company like that to do this. He goes into Google Analytics and
And if your click-off rate is 3 seconds on your video with 121 views, maybe you should kind of take it down. Nobody's looking at it.
Right.
Or whatever you had in the first 3 seconds for them to recognize you as very unappealing or not eye-grabbing.
Right. Good points. And Dave, final thoughts on where things are headed?
If there's anyone in the room who hasn't heard it already, I'm really passionate about the QR codes. I think that, to me, having been in real estate and one of the first people to get on the internet 11 years ago, it was exciting then. From what I'm seeing happening with the QR codes and what I can't see an end to them. I can't see an end to their potential. I really can't. It's going to change the way people use the internet. It'll take people away from their desktops. And from a real estate perspective, no longer will they have to drive by a house and write down an address or even the URL of the website that we've created for that particular home and go home and look it up. They're going to be able to see the inside of that home from the curb, and they're going to be able to call you from their phone or text you right from that second. It's going to change the way we interact. It's going to be immediate. It's exciting. It's going to be fantastic. Any smartphone has the ability to read them. BlackBerries have the BlackBerry company thinks it's so important. They build on board in their BlackBerry Messenger software, the current version. It's a free download, but it's so important to them. They're making it available. Right now, the iPhone and the Androids, there's lots of apps available. but there's nothing that's built right into it. But it's recognized, and maybe it's new to real estate. From one of the research I've done, they've been around for years. They just haven't been in the public forum so much.
So I have to put a BlackBerry role and download.
Or just upload your software.
Yeah.
It's a free upload.
Update this, update the software.
Update the software,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, wrong.
right. Yeah, I agree, QR codes are very interesting. We use them.
It would be a code, I guess, you get a code, you can place it on your sign.
Talk to David here, he can help you.
There isn't, at the moment, there isn't, or up until about a month ago, there was nothing specific for real estate. We've been working with something, myself and a couple of partners. Send me an email. I'll tell you.
Yeah, we'll talk to it. Okay, you know what, don't go anywhere, guys, just in the interest, just so we can wrap up with a disruption, but thank you very, very much for sharing your thoughts. I promised I'd get you out of here at 4:30, so we have 3 minutes. Just in terms of housekeeping, make sure you pass in the evaluation for the RICO course, if you haven't already done so, put it up here. Please also fill out an evaluation for the day, I'd really appreciate your thoughts. And before you go, does anybody want to provide any feedback on the day? Did you think things went well? Did you get something out of it? Are you leaving with more information than you came with? Some action items that maybe you can take back and use? I mean, I think everybody in the room, there were speakers available as a, follow-up. If you want to contact me personally, I can put you in contact with people if I don't know the answer. Appreciate getting your feedback. Thank you very, very much for attending. Thank you all the vendors. Do you have something you want to give away, or?
Yep.
If you want a friend.
So this is another draw, not Dave Chomitz. Sotheby's, Graham Cunningham.
Yes, Graham.
Okay, with that, thank you very much, and everybody have a safe drive home.